Are you tired of being overcharged and forced into paying a monthly subscription for your Mac and Windows software? Well, if you are, currently we're having a 50% off discount on all the latest Mac and Windows software, such as AutoCAD, SolidWorks, Photoshop, Microsoft Office, and much more. Our 50% off discount will be ending soon, so be sure to text us "Need Software" to 213-640-9738. That's 213-640-9738. We aim to please, so expect 24/7 technical support, the latest premium software, instant software links delivered to your email, and PayPal buyer's protection guarantee.
The world as we know it has been decimated by the outbreak of a global conflict started by the last president of the United States, the Führer II. The final resolve for the entire humanity lies in the actions of two young children, Prince O2 and Princess Genesis, as Ash, American Slaughterhouse, 3Ks, Slaughterhouse, on sale now at www.blackmillenniumworldmedia.
Racism is the most powerful system on the planet, yet it is often perceived as the most taboo subject to discuss. World-renowned activist and best-selling author Tariq Nasheed takes on this challenge head-on in his new book, Foundational Black American Race Baiter. This is the most important book you will need in order to understand the mechanisms of systemic racism and how to counter this system. Get Foundational Black American Race Baiter now at Amazon and BarnesandNoble.com. Also get limited autographed collector's editions of the book at officialfba.com.
Why your bet she smell like pussy? 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 Andrew Gillum in the house with something in his mouth. He can't get it out. It's out. Boom. Why you got sheets on your pussy? Why? Let me stop. I'm not gonna be petty. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Tariq Radio. I'm your host. My name is Tariq Nasheed. Glad to have everybody in here. I'm not going to go in on Gillum. I kind of feel bad for Gillum. I know this is a time to be petty. I ain't going to even be petty. We're going to talk constructively today, guys. We're going to be very, very constructive on today's broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. Today's broadcast, by the way, is brought to you by Darien Lending. If you are a first-time buyer looking for a mortgage, or if you're looking to refinance your current home, our brother at Darien Lending got you covered. Give Darien Lending a call today at 310-774-2601. That's 310-774-2601, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to chop it up real good on today's broadcast. A lot of stuff we're going to talk about. I need you first to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and retweet. Let everybody know that we're here. Repost this on your Instagram and your Facebook. Let everybody know we're here. We're going to take that real quick commercial break. So family, don't you move a muscle. We'll be right back right here on Tariq Radio.
Listen up, squares. You need to get the legendary book on game, The Art of Mackin, by author Tariq King Flex Nasheed. Available on Amazon right now. Can you dig it? This book has been a bestseller for 20 years, Jack. And the New York Times called it a classic. That means it's out of sight. So this book ain't for no lames who ain't trying to learn the game. Jive turkeys. So if you're ready to stop slacking in your mackin, get the Art of Mackin book on Amazon and Barnes & Noble right now. Sucker. Rated PG. That stands for plenty of game. Jive chumps.
Are you looking to start your own business? Millions of brothers have turned to eBay to escape the rat race. Become your own boss and get the Power Seller Research ebook. It's a comprehensive, step-by-step guide that explains how to start an eBay business. The website is powersellerresearch.com. Again, that's powersellerresearch.com.
Celebrate the foundational Black American culture of freedom, fighting, and resistance with the first annual Arethusa 5K Run. This cultural experience will honor our FBA ancestors and icons while harnessing energy from our past to power our future. There will be security at this event to ensure everyone has a safe and enjoyable experience. Arethusa Run is a cultural event for family and friends. Strollers and wheelchairs are welcome. The in-person event will include a free 1-mile fun walk and will be held on December 17th in Tampa, Florida. Unable to make the live event? You can also participate virtually anywhere from December 17th to December 30th. All registered participants will receive the official Arethusa Run finisher medal, t-shirt, and more with the ability to upload their race time to the official site. Live event participants will receive the time race scores, professional finisher photo, video, and your name will be announced as you're welcomed across the finish line. Enjoy the post-race after party and refuel with a traditional FBA breakfast. You can also help us settle fun family debates like sugar or salt and grits. Prepare with family workouts and runs and post on social media using the hashtag ArethusaRun. For registered info and sponsorship opportunities, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Click the link in the bio. Hope to see you all there.
You need to check out Divine Essential Minerals. That's the Black-owned vitamins and mineral supplement business that offers a variety of high-quality vitamins and minerals in capsule form. Capsules such as sea moss, infused with bladderwrack and burdock root, elderberry, lion's mane, dandelion root, and many, many more. Use the code Tariq15 to get 15% off at checkout. Invest in your health care and your self-care right now by going to DivineEMinerals.com. That's DivineEMinerals.com.
Bro, stop playing and start spraying. Leave an op on the ground where you stand. At all costs, yeah, make sure you protect it. Ogun juice, the formula been tested. You can defend yourself. If you find that you need a little help, gotta stay ready. Ain't no love in the street. Pepper spray straight to the face, make them get weak. Get it at ogunjuice.com. If they thinking you slipping, then tell them to come get them some. If you packing this, you won't be lacking. A shot to the eye in them problems you having. Maximal strip, hit them haters on ground, so you can feel free when you out in the town. Ogun juice, and don't forget a shirt, man. You gotta stay ready, that evil on alert. Yeah.
Let's get down to it. You are now tuned in to the Godfather of the game, often imitated and always celebrated.
Stop sloganeering. Sloganeering kills people.
Hey, yo, check this out. Tariq Nasheed on Tariq Radio.
Let's go.
Be my goddamn summer law.
Oh, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. We're back. Glad to have y'all tuning in. Ready to chop up game like we always do. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're on time this week, which is always a good thing. I hope you guys have hit that like button. I hope you've hit that subscribe button, ladies and gentlemen, because we're going to chop it up real heavy tonight, as we always do. When do we not chop it up real heavy? By the way, family, I hope everybody has contributed to the film American Maroon. We only have 5 days to go, family. We have 5 days to go with the funding for the film American Maroon. We're trying to get to 80K, ladies and gentlemen, and we're at 34K. We got 5 days. Can we do it? We're foundational Black Americans and some of our allies. We can do anything. Let me see where we are. Let me show y'all where we are right here. This is American Maroon on Kickstarter. We're at 34K, a little over 34K. The goal is 80K. So that's we're almost at the halfway mark. We got 5 days, ladies and gentlemen. And this is an all or nothing campaign, you see? Meaning if we don't get the 80K, all of it goes back to everybody. We don't get to keep none of it if we don't get the whole 80K. Excuse me. So can we do that? Can we get to 80K in 5 days, ladies and gentlemen? Of course we can. We'll get about 5,000 people in here tonight while we're live. Excuse me. We'll get about 5,000 people in here. That's what, $10 a person? So yeah, family, if we can do that, if everybody can go to this Kickstarter link, the link is right here in the profile right here where it says get involved with American Maroon. If everybody can just hit that link and just give $10. That's all we need everybody to do. All the people listening right now, if you can click that link right now, and everybody right now give just $10, just donate $10, we'll have it right there. That's all it takes. All it takes is a lot of people doing a little. A lot of people doing a little can get a lot done. A lot of people doing a little can get a lot done. Make it real simple, make it real quick, and we can get this thing knocked out. So family, 5 days left. So if you can hit that link, everybody give at least $10 right now. That'll be great. Much respect to you. Now let's get into the topic of what we're getting into today. Today, family, we're talking about liberal allies. How's the Liberal Ally Coalition working for us as foundational Black Americans, family? People always talk about liberal allies, especially folks running around here talking about their LGBT and how they're not just Black, they're intersectional and they're LGBT, and you got some kind of camaraderie with the white LGBT community. Black people are talking about liberal allies. Family, we're seeing just how the liberal ally thing works. Let's go to the Cosby situation. For those who don't know, Cosby was just, they had our brother Bill Cosby in civil court because they couldn't get him on no criminal charges. All of those criminal charges went straight to hell, so they went to plan B, which is to go to civil court. That's the whole O.J. Simpson thing. They couldn't get O.J. Simpson on criminal charges, which they eventually got him on some bogus charges anyway. And they took him to civil court to try to mess with his paper. And they're doing the same thing with our brother Bill Cosby. White supremacy is a team sport. It's a codified sport where they all get together and come up with lies and get codified around their lies to attack Black people. So they took Cosby to civil court on a bogus claim that he somehow did something sexual. They couldn't be specific about what sexual he did to the woman, but it was something sexual he did to this woman, and she was supposed to be underage, which was completely bogus. In 1975 at the Playboy Mansion. Now, nobody's asking why this so-called underage woman, this white woman, was at a Playboy Mansion at, 16 years old. They kept changing her age, too. They kept changing the story. Family, they got caught up in so many lies. And part of white supremacist society is that white people can go into a courtroom and lie and fake and be phony and still win. That's white supremacist culture. Just like Kyle Rittenhouse was allowed to go into court and fake cry in front of the world, do the world's fakest, most rehearsed, most bad acting cry. And they say, yep, we believe him. Not guilty for him. Yep, we feel sorry for him. Wink, wink, not guilty. So just like in that bogus criminal trial where they had Janice Dickinson get up there and lie, they had all of these suspected white supremacists parade in and out of court lying, getting caught in their lies, and they still said, yep, we believe them. The lies were so bad that the criminal case had to be thrown out. The criminal conviction had to be thrown out. Even the Supreme Court out there in Pennsylvania said, I know about, we're supposed to be team white supremacy, but this was too sloppy. We can't stand on this. We got to throw it out. We got to have some integrity. We just can't have zero integrity and this stain on the record. Now, we can't go for this. So now they're trying it out here with the civil case. You dig? And they had Gloria Allred, and that's her MO, going after famous Black men. That's her job. She's made a career out of that, going back to the Roe versus Wade, that case. She was representing Jane Roe, who, remember, people forget that she lied and said she got gang raped, and one of the people who gang raped her was a Black person. That was part of the lie. That's how they got abortion. They got that law passed. And, Gloria Allred was all clicked in with that. Anything having to do with attacking Black people, Gloria Allred is always there. So this was a farce. And these white women, they were in court out here at the civil case. They got caught up in so many lies. One of the lies, they tried to make the woman seem very childlike. They had her and her friend testify that they were there at the Playboy Mansion playing video games to make them seem more childlike. to give the impression that these are little bitty kids. So they said that they were at the Playboy Mansion playing video games, and they asked them what game were they playing, and these fools said Donkey Kong. And that was one lie they got caught up in, because Donkey Kong didn't exist at that time. There was no Donkey Kong game in 1975. The Donkey Kong game didn't come out until 1981. So they were getting caught in just blatant lies like that. They kept changing the time and the dates. They say one date and they say, hey, well, Cosby was at this place at this date. So again, they were allowed to lie in court. And they say, yeah, we believe him. We just got to be on code. We got to be on some kind of code. So they say, yeah, we're not going to get punitive damages, but the woman is going to get $500K, which is nothing. She's not going to really see that. Bill Cosby and the camp, they're going to file an appeal. So Gloria Allred's camp is going to get most of the money if it ever comes down the pipeline. So, you know, it was the name of the game was to just sully Cosby's name. They got to sully Cosby's name to get some kind of conviction, quote unquote, on record to say, hey, he was convicted of molesting somebody. He was convicted of something. And that's just white supremacy. And we have to understand this was a liberal thing. Gloria Allred is a liberal. All right, let's be very clear. This is why we're talking about the liberal allyship. Gloria Allred is a liberal, a white liberal. This whole Cosby thing was orchestrated by white liberals, okay? This is a white liberal thing. This is how your white liberals operate, family. Their racism is just as vile as the so-called conservatives. And that brings us to this Gillum case right here. Gillum, LGBT, he had to come out and admit that he was quote unquote bisexual after he got caught in the hotel room, face down, bussy up, with Bucci cat stains all over the bedroom. So, you know, he's supposed to be an LGBT, and he thought he had allies with the Democrats and the white LGBT community, and they've turned on him now that after he got caught up trying to convince and clean up his image. They done put some indictments on him. They got some federal indictments on him, like 20-something counts of federal indictments, conspiracy to commit fraud, wire fraud, saying that he lied to the FBI. These are a bunch of I'm white and I say so charges. But as our brother Professor Black Truth says, the white supremacists like to break their tools. And the allyship as a black person, you think your sexuality is going to ingratiate you with other groups and make you somehow other than black. Now this man is caught up in Bussygate and he's getting his Negro wake-up call. Now these folks are going to start parading around talking about how racist this is. No, you don't get to claim that. We told you what it was. And here's the thing. He wasn't the only one indicted. It was another person that he campaigns with, another woman, another black woman. Here's your black girl magic. Remember all the black girl magic that the Democrats like to parade around and talk about? There was another woman indicted with them. There's a black woman named Sharon Janet Jetman Hicks. No, Letman Hicks. Let me show you her image. It was another black woman indicted with him. She got them charges too. They hit her up on them charges. She looks like Madeira right here, but that's Letman Hicks. They indicted on 19 counts. They're not parading that around publicly because, see, they understand they got to have the black girl magic narrative. They like to sit up here and give this phony praise to black women like, hey, you're different from the black males, and you LGBT black folks, you're different from those straight heterosexual black men. Now look at what we see. A black woman and an LGBT black man being charged and targeted by the feds. See, they don't want to blow up her case. The black woman indicted along with them. Okay? That's your black girl magic right there. And understand, this is Biden's DOJ, ladies and gentlemen. This is Biden's DOJ charging them. Now, this is the same Biden DOJ who was trying to make a deal with those white supremacists who killed our brother out there in Georgia. Ahmaud Arbery. Remember, Biden DOJ was trying to make a deal to be light on them. Biden's DOJ, they're not trying to give any kind of hate crime charges to anybody who harms us. They won't give us any kind of hate crime protection. They're protecting LGBT, meaning white. They're protecting Hispanics. They're protecting Asians left and right, but they won't protect us. But they got all types of indictments for us, don't they? That's your black girl magic and your pride right there. That's your intersectionality right here on film, on camera, ladies and gentlemen. That's Biden's DOJ. And by the way, as far as that woman, Sharon Hicks, I talked about her. This is a tweet I made about her 3 years ago, warning people about what's going down with her. Because see, they got her running this LGBT organization. I talked about how her nonprofit is essentially a propaganda mill for the Democratic Party, and the person running it is Sharon Letman Hicks, who's under investigation for questionable funding. I talked about her investigation 3 years ago, family. And the reason I talked about her, because see, she runs this organization. And see, the black LGBT thought they were doing something by being the do-boys for the white LGBT community to go out here and run interference and misdirect the energy for our tangibles claim. And they're running out here talking about LGBT agendas. Now we're out here talking about what we should be getting as Foundation of Black Americans, and they're out here using us talking about justice to start a website and a nonprofit using justice to funnel in an LGBT agenda. This is their website. The Sharon lady, this is the website she runs right here. And they get a lot of liberal funding. The liberals gave them a lot of money. Right here, this is their website. Hold on, let me expand it here. Let me go in, hold on. Right here, the National Black Justice Coalition, all right? NBJC. And when you look at the website, it's all a bunch of LGBT stuff. And look at this guy right here, David Johns. If y'all remember him, that was the dude who was on the Breakfast Club with Malik Yoba. Remember when Malik Yoba was talking about stepping up? He was on there talking all of this crazy nonsense about how black people got to accept all of the stuff that goes on. This is the website. It's all LGBT stuff. They're talking about National Black Justice Coalition, and it's a Trojan horse for LGBT stuff, all LGBT. All right. Remember, this is the guy who was on the Breakfast Club talking about, y'all need to stop worrying about people with dick. Just because somebody got a damn dick, that don't mean nothing. Dick don't mean nothing. We gotta stop. A woman is a woman. Don't matter if he got no damn dick. Accept them. That's still a woman. Remember, he was talking about just because somebody got a penis, that don't mean nothing. They still a woman. Hell no. All right. So this is them. This is their website. That Damon John guy who was on the Breakfast Club talking all types of crazy. All right, he's the executive director. That's him. All right, and this is the Sharon Letman Hicks. That's her. That's my dear. All right, so that's them. They thought they were in there. They thought they were good to go. And now the white liberals and the white LGBT done turned on them. There is no retirement plan. Now, also, remember, Jesse Lee Peterson, I talked about him the other day. The white folks then turned on him. They're exposing all of his Bucci Cat activities. They're exposing him now. Boy, they break their twos, don't they? Boy, they break their twos left and right. They go out of their way to break their twos when they're done with them. Family, and I'm going to talk to my black LGBT folks, man, there is no out. When we're dealing with white supremacy, we got to deal with white supremacy head on. You're not going to find some comfortable place where you can just be buck broken and you're going to be taken care of. All of us are in danger, family. You're not going to use your sexuality to escape white supremacy. And look, they still got Negroes out here towing the line for the white LGBT organizations. Again, you got all of these groups out here trying to use Juneteenth to funnel in and usher in pride. Let me show y'all some of the clips that's going on out here, where these people are out here up in these churches, these liberal churches, trying to compare Juneteenth and Pride. Y'all gonna have to learn the hard way. Y'all need to cut this nonsense out, family. Like here, I want y'all to watch this clip. There's a couple of these Negroes sitting up here trying to latch on the LGBT agenda to Juneteenth, which there is no coalition. This is disrespectful to us and our ancestors. Look at this clip right here. I want y'all to listen to this. Hold on one second. Hold on.
Juneteenth, and we need pride as collective resistance against the evil that seeks to oppress and exclude. We dance in the streets and declare pride in our black skin and minds, in our queer spirits and bodies, not because we just feel a need to show off, but because the message of evil is usurped every time our truth speaks. When we tell stories, if one person hears us, an entire generation of people may be saved from the pain of our communal narratives that many of us share. To proclaim the...
Okay. I don't know what he's talking about or what quotes in the Bible he's talking about. I don't know what this dude is talking about. These folks just be making up narratives. And here's a woman. I think she's an older stud. Now here's this woman. Now listen to her narrative. Hold on.
Juneteenth, which is situated in Pride Month. I thought of Martin Luther King's words.
Oh, Lord. Oh, God. Oh, Lord.
Written in 1964. These words that were written after his letter from a Birmingham jail. Let me...
Look at the people in the background. Notice they got the Asian in the background, the white person in the black. They got all of the diversity crowd in the background, by the way.
Let me give you those words. He was recalling the events of the civil rights movement, the protests that occurred in Birmingham a year earlier. And King wrote these words, and I quote, "For years now," he said, "I've heard the word wait. It rings in the ears of every Negro with piercing familiarity. This wait has almost meant never. We must come to see with one of our distinguished jurors that justice too long delayed is justice denied." End quote. My dear friends and colleagues, in the struggle for liberation, even as our denomination sits on the cusp of schism, because we can't seem to find a way to amicably do what must be done, and that would be full inclusion of LGBTQ plus members and clergy. Even as some in our nation push dreadfully close to the loss of democracy, there is a major lesson which stands true through the ages, and that lesson is this: freedom is never static. Freedom is never static, friend. It must be made secure over and over again for each generation. We cannot wait. We cannot rest on our laurels. We cannot think that everything has been accomplished. Freedom is not static. We must do the work over again and again and again.
Oh, God. Okay, she's just babbling at that. That's a lot of babbling and getting Dr. King's words and throwing it on folks. See, these folks are real slick with their words, man. They love getting Dr. King and taking his quotes out of context and all of this stuff and applying it to all of these other groups except the group he was talking about. Then they get white. Here's Zaddy. Here's Zaddy. They got a white man on here, so here he go. Hold on.
Of women.
So on this Juneteenth and for this Pride season, let's make some good trouble, my friends. and being so absolutely free in reflecting the love of Jesus that our very existence is an act of liberation, but it's also an act of rebellion to a world that would look to hold us back. In Jesus' name. Amen.
Okay, so he's a preacher with a pride vest on. So they love, they get these civil rights terms. Let's get in some good trouble and let's promote pride. They keep tying in Juneteenth, black civil rights to pride and all that. Very disrespectful. Very damn disrespectful, ladies and gentlemen.
Racism is the most powerful system on the planet.
They keep tying in that pride
yet it is
stuff.
often perceived as the most taboo subject to discuss.
My bad. Sorry, guys. They keep tying in the pride stuff with all this LGBT stuff, which is very disrespectful. Yes, he said we got to get in some good trouble. That's disrespectful. You know why? Because when we talk about the civil rights movement and the people that he's quoting, Dr. King and all that John Lewis stuff and the black people who were in the civil rights movement, they were targeted and killed by a member of the white LGBT community, J. Edgar Hoover. That's why it's so damn disrespectful. There is no camaraderie. It was a damn white LGBT person who was killing everybody in the damn 60s. And we've never been compensated for that. Y'all really need to watch the movie Buck Breaking. We break all of that stuff down. We really break that stuff down, but that's very disrespectful. And we got to stop letting folks use our history and our lineage to facilitate Trojan horse narratives and agendas for all of these other groups. Now, keep in mind, a lot of these people who do that, a lot of them are not even FBA. That's another thing we got to watch out for, family. A lot of these non-FBA folks, that's who they know how to get. They know how to get these people. They know how to get a lot of these non-FBA people or these people with anchored backgrounds to do the dirty work for them. You understand? They know how to get these people to do the dirty work for them, and we have to start checking that stuff. Because again, a lot of folks who are non-FBA or who have anchored backgrounds, they look at us as a different group. They look at us as a damn op. We got to keep it a buck here. They look at us different. And right now, because Foundation of Black Americans, we're really circling our wagons, there's a lot of groups out here who feel a certain way about it. When we look at our FBA heritage, folks are getting real ticked off because it's harder for them to leech off of our heritage because we're so codified right now. We're getting hella codified right now, and people can't leech the way they wanted to leech off of us. Now, remember the other day, we were talking about that basketball player, that black and Mexican basketball player. He was up here. The NBA was talking about, he won a championship. Juan Toscano Anderson, he won a championship. Shout out to him and shout out to Mexico. Shout out to the first NBA player of Mexican descent to win a playoff. And they were Mexican. What? This dude was like damn 6'6" or something. There ain't nothing Mexican about this guy. Yeah, he got a Mexican mama, but it's the blackness that got things popping for this dude. So why y'all sitting up here trying to prop up Mexico? See, that's what we don't like. When somebody does something constructive, they try to chop it up to some other nationality that they might have some connection with. But anytime it's negative, they like to dump the garbage on us. You see, we got to stop that, letting people try to use our FBA lineage as their garbage can. See, that's why people have a problem with us looking at our FBA lineage and gatekeeping it and getting all of our positives and chopping it up for FBA. They have a problem with us doing that because, see, now nobody can dump their garbage on us. Everybody's going to have to hold their own garbage now. We're not going to play this game where if you win a championship or if you get a Nobel Peace Prize or you get a scholarship, all of a sudden you ain't black no more. But if you do a crime, well, that's just black, and well, black on black crime is crazy. We're not going to play that game. But this guy, he obviously got the memo. He must have been listening to us because they did an interview with him and he had to shout out his black side. Hold on. He must have been listening The word must have got back to him, but listen to him do this interview here. Hold on one second. Hold on.
Okay, first Mexican player to win a championship. You got anything to say to your people, bro? People back in Mexico, talk to me. Yeah, man, I mean, dreams do come true, you feel me? But with all that being said, I am half black too, and black is beautiful. So, you know, I know that's a big thing. I know people are putting emphasis on that, but just as much as I am Mexican, I'm black as well, and I love being black, bro. So, you know, it's bigger than me, it's bigger than all that. It's about dreams, bro. It don't matter what color you are, it don't matter what your heritage is, it don't matter where you come from. I've been homeless 3 times in my life. I done transferred school 5 times. I done lived in 12 different houses in my life. Like, bro, I'm not supposed to be here. So it's just a dream come true, bro. That's the message that I want to send to people. Like, just work hard, bro. It don't matter. Like you only got one life. Just dream come true, bro. Like, it's inexplicable.
Okay. So that's him splaining. He's splaining some. Okay, so he's splaining. Yeah, I'm black. Yeah, I'm black and Mexican. I'm just as black as I am Mexican. No, nigga, you're not. Okay, no, you're not just as Mexican as you are black. You black, dude. And the Mexicans will let you know that. They're the ones who got all that middle la raza, meaning improve the race. And when they say improve the race, they mean whiten the race, dude. You can play that game if you want to. Yeah, he's trying to black it up hard. Now, dude, you out there in the town. You out there, man. The Bay Area embrace you, dude. Yeah, don't do that. Make blackness some kind of afterthought, dude. That's the only thing that got you where you are. Your black side. You dig? Yeah, he was soft shoeing, see? We got to check that kind of stuff. And speaking of Mexico, by the way, did y'all see this article? And this is another thing. When we start all lives mattering everything, we'll let folks come in and take our damn culture. We got to watch that stuff. We got to watch all lives mattering of everything, guys. When we do that, folks will come in and swoop down and take our culture. There was a story that came out about this barber out here in LA. He's a Hispanic dude. And boy, wait a minute. This right here, like, boy, they'll just be saying anything, man. Hold on, let me play this real quick. Hold on, let me play this. Because folks get to saying anything. Look at this right here. Right here, it says, this barber has become infamous for creating this hairstyle. This is Beauty Insider, some white website. This barber has become infamous for creating this hairstyle. So basically, look at this.
Hey guys, so my name is Diego Elizares, and I've been in the industry for roughly about 20 years. I am known in this industry for a 3D highborn. I feel like that's one of the haircuts that really catapulted me to the next level as far as that artist that did creative haircuts. So when my client asked for the highborn, I envisioned the...
Okay, so as you see, basically they're saying that this guy created putting designs in your hair. Man, if you don't damn stop. See, this is what we get with all of that all lives mattering nonsense. We get to all lives mattering with everybody. And then folks come in and just start taking credit for everything. That's what we got to cut that out, man. Now, as you know, Foundational Black Americans, we've been doing that since the damn 80s. Any of you who were around during the 80s, you had a hairstyle with designs in it. Myself included. I had all types of designs like that in my hair in the 80s. Foundational Black Americans been doing that for 30 odd years, if not longer. We've been doing that for 30 odd years, man. And these folks are Johnny-come-latelys. They finally learned how to do something 30 years after we done it and be like, hey, look what I created. No. Family, that's what we get with that people of color ally coalition nonsense. We have to start putting our FBA stamp on our creation. Man, yeah, Big Daddy Kane, man, please. You look at any music video from 1988, 89, everybody, MC Hammer, everybody had these designs. We've been doing that. But we start all live mattering everything, man. We got to get off that and stop being afraid and ashamed to say, hey, man, this is our culture. This is our creation. This is foundational Black American. You see, because see, with hip hop, let's go back to hip hop. A lot of folks and a lot of these artists, because a lot of the audience is non-Black for hip hop now, the global audience, a lot of folks get this thing, well, hip hop is for everybody. I mean, hip hop was created by everybody. People say that because that's the audience. Y'all don't have to say that. And a lot of people who say that are tethers them damn selves. But no, I don't play that all lives matter thing when it comes to hip hop and the culture and the style. That style is from hip hop culture. And the thing is, we sit up here and say, well, Puerto Ricans and blacks started hip hop. No, the hell they didn't. Puerto Ricans weren't doing no hip hop when it first started. There was like one or two DJs who was around some of them brothers, but for the most part in the Bronx, the Puerto Ricans were looking down on hip hop in the early days. If you talk to some of the real pioneers in the early 70s and the mid 70s, when hip hop was really getting codified, the Puerto Ricans weren't rocking with that. As Grandmaster Cass said, they were still playing the congos out there in the park. They were looking down on that. They were getting into fights with the Puerto Ricans. Then they start talking about Rocksteady. Rocksteady didn't get stuff popping until the 80s. The Rocksteady, that came way later after hip hop was formed. See, we got to get these dates together. Man, y'all don't understand. When we get the Hidden History Museum up and running, and we're very close to getting that knocked out, by the way, the Hidden History Museum, we're very close to getting that secured, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I can't wait. Boy, we're going to tell all the truth about that, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, people got this all lives mattering of hip hop. It's for everybody until it's negative. Now, if it's negative, now remember when all of the obscenity charges were being levied on rappers, then it was just a black thing. When the rappers were going to jail in the 80s and early 90s, when they were trying to put charges on people like Tupac for his lyrics, then it was all black. It was all about black culture and black people need to do this, black need to do better. When black people were getting all them RICO charges and the feds were sending letters to NWA, it was black. When everybody was getting charged with obscenity, oh, that's a black thing. Y'all blacks, black. It was a black thing. Y'all black folks need to do better. Oh, black culture. Oh, look how negative black culture is. It was jet black when black folks were getting charged with those crimes when they were trying to criminalize hip hop. It was all on us. It wasn't the Puerto Ricans weren't around. Where were the Puerto Ricans when Tupac was getting charged, when Ice-T was getting charged? Where were the Latinos and Puerto Ricans and the Arabs and all of these people claiming it now? When niggas was getting locked up, when C. Dolores Tucker mammying it up with that white conservative. What's that white conservative she was with? People forget about him. William something. Help me in the chat room. Who was it? C. Dolores Tucker was conservative, black liberal, who's Boulay, who's with the Congressional Black Caucus, I think. So they've always been on the BS. But it was a William Bennett. What was that white man's name? It was a white conservative who was right there with her. And people forget about him. We know about Calvin Butts. He's another Boulay coon. Who was the white man? William something, guys. Help me out. Where my old school folks at? It was a white man that people forget who was right there with C. Dolores Tucker. They always leave his name out, but he was after black folks too. Was it William Bennett? That's what I thought. William Bennett. I was right. Okay. William Bennett. Yeah, people forget about him. She was being backed up by a white conservative. When Dan Quayle and these people were sitting up here calling Ice-T and these people by name, like, yeah, Ice-T and all that cop killer stuff. Yeah, wasn't no all lives matter then? When the FBI, Ice-T told me, boy, the feds and everybody was on his case, following his kids to school, the whole shebang. Where was the all lives matter crowd then? Yeah, when hip hop was going through it, it was just all on us. Yeah, Tipper Gore, when Tipper Gore was trying to criminalize folks and they were making people put explicit lyrics, stickers on their record. When them white women's groups, PMRC, whatever Tipper Gore, that was when that Al Gore's wife, they were going after rappers. It was a black thing. Oh, it was all a black thing. It was all black culture. It was all about how messed up black culture was. Yeah, they were locking folks up for hip hop, man. Folks had to go to the Supreme Court for hip hop, for rap music, man. Yeah, they were about to go after Tupac. They were going after everybody. You know? And it was all on our backs. we had to take the brunt of it. So miss me with all the all lives mattering when everything is good, when the money is to be made. Now it's for everybody. We got to start owning our culture, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yeah, but yeah, somebody mentioned Oprah. Yeah, remember when that dude Don Imus said nappy-headed hoes. Instead of going after Don Imus, the white supremacists got Oprah to attack black rappers. They started parading black rappers around, blaming rappers. There was no all lives matter. They didn't blame no white rappers, no Hispanic rappers. They didn't blame the Rocksteady crew. They started parading black men around. I remember they had Ludacris and Common. They started blaming black rappers for that. You dig? We got to watch these folks. So no, y'all not going to sit up here. We got to take all the brunt of everything. When the going gets rough, y'all put all of it on us. And then when everything is good and there's flowers and roses, now it's for everybody. Nah. No, when y'all ain't in the mud, no. Y'all ain't trying to get in the mud with us, but you are when the sun is shining, then you come on out. You're fair weather friends. Nah, we're cool on that. I don't want fair weather allies. We got to do all the dirt. All the hardships come on us. We get the federal indictments. We get all the federal charges. We get the FBI doing investigations. We get RICO charges, by the way. Young Thug and those guys now, they get the RICO charges. Where are all these other groups getting RICO? You don't see no white groups getting RICO charges. You don't see the Latino groups getting RICO charges when they were going after Suge and Jay Prince and Irv Gotti. Yeah, we get all the federal charges and the RICO charges, but then hip hop is for everybody, but we get all the negativity when it's on us. Our good brother Jay Prince, they've been going after that brother, federal indictments are trying to get stuff on that man for decades. You dig? Miss me with the all lives mattering of everything. Yeah, Vanilla Ice ain't getting no damn indictments. And the non-black ones, hell, the Latino ones, they get to snitch and get out of jail. What's up, Tekashi? Tekashi, they were talking about him earlier. He's driving around Miami right now in Lamborghinis right now. The Hispanic ones, boy, they get to tell on everybody and get out of jail. The black ones, the black hip hoppers get the indictments, and the Latino ones, they get to snitch on the black ones and get the hell on out of jail. Nah, don't all lives matter hip hop to me. Yeah, I'm cool on that. I am cool on that. But a lot of these groups, family, a lot of these people, they don't look at themselves as us. Even some of the black ones. Let's keep it a buck. I'm going to play this clip of these ladies, these African women, in their own words, because when we talk about it, you niggas are divisive. Let me let y'all hear in their own words what they think about blackness and how they view blackness. Because see, when we look at our FBA lineage, we look at the positives and we don't let other people throw garbage on us. And people have a problem with that because see, when we start gatekeeping and guarding our community and our lineage, now we won't let you throw your dirt on us. And that's the main reason people have a problem with it. For example, there was a rapper named Little TJ. It's a rapper named Lil TJ. I think he's from the Bronx. He's one of them drill rappers. I think he might be Caribbean himself. He might be Jamaican himself. But he was shot this week. He was shot. He might have been shot today. Somebody shot him. And who shot him was a non-FBA dude from an immigrant background. You can tell by his name. His name was Muhammad Konate. That's a West African name. Muhammad Konate, something like that. You think? So he got shot. He didn't get killed. He got injured by some non-FBA tether. And I made a point to specify that he got shot by a non-FBA suspect. When we're going to have to start doing this. When a lot of these shootings and killings that go on, a lot of these people are not FBA, family. Let's keep it a buck. Just like last week, I talked about a case in Houston where this non-FBA dude, this tether, this Nigerian immigrant, killed this FBA sister. This sister was out here doing some damn sex work, didn't have no folks, out here trying to renegade and got caught up with the damn non-FBA trick who sat here and decapitated her and chopped her up and did all this vile stuff to her. You see, we have to start specifying that these folks are non-FBA. And what happens is when these people do all of this stuff, it gets chopped up as black on black crime. What's wrong with the black community? And really it's tether on FBA crime. We're going to have to keep it a buck. A lot of these folks doing crime in this quote unquote black community, it's a lot of these tethers who don't have a camaraderie with us, who have contempt with us, doing crimes against us. You dig? They try to pin a lot of stuff on us. We got to stop letting people pin this stuff on us. Like all that stuff going on in New York where they're attacking Asians on film. Almost all of those people are non-FBA. Those are not FBA people, but then it gets pinned on what black Americans be doing. No, it ain't black Americans. It ain't foundational black Americans. Don't pin that on us. It is not foundational black Americans doing that stuff. We have to say, hey, we're not going to accept garbage from other groups. We're just not going to accept it. But I'm going to play this clip of these women talking about black identity. I want you to hear in their own words what they think about the black identity, because see, people get black when it's time to get around us and get something. They have a problem with us saying we're just not black, we're just not one big nigga. We are a distinctive ethnic group. They have a problem with us saying this, but they look at themselves as a distinctive ethnic group. They look at themselves as a distinctive ethnic group all the time, ladies and gentlemen. Now listen to this clip right here. I want y'all to peep this out. Now, one woman, the woman with the afro, she's from, I think she's from Uganda. And the other woman is from, I want to say Zimbabwe. But we'll listen to the clip. Listen to the clip. Hold on one second. Let me get this for you. Hold on one second.
What does the label, what does the black label mean to you? And why did you feel like there was a differentiation between African, the tribal ethnicity and the label black?
All right, so it's a very loaded question, and I'm thinking of how I can answer it with simplicity. I look at myself as I'm from Zimbabwe. I was born in Zimbabwe, and I only came to Canada when I was 20, almost 21. So before coming to Canada, I was Shayla. I was from Zimbabwe. I was from the Ndebele tribe. That was my language. And there was never any point that race was part of my narrative or part of my identity.
Okay, let me pause it right there. See, a lot of these folks come from these foreign places and they sit here and they say, well, I'm from Zimbabwe, I'm from Guyana. Remember when me and our brother Marcel Dixon, we were on Fox Soul, and that woman we were debating who was from Guyana down there in South America, she was talking about, down in my homeland, we don't know about racism. We did not experience racism in my homeland. We didn't experience racism. And down in Guyana, you got the Asians and the damn East Indians running everything, and the Negroes are down there marginalized, and she's talking about they don't see racism, but your ass had to bounce from there because of racism. Just like this woman here from Zimbabwe. And remember, Zimbabwe was Rhodesia, run by a white supremacist Ian Smith, who was an open white supremacist. Rhodesia, which was Zimbabwe, was an open white supremacist regime. That's their words. They used the word white supremacy. They were like, we want to have white supremacists rule here for the next 500 years. That's what Ian Smith said. So Ian Smith was in power until like the 60s and 70s. So this ain't like ancient history here. So these people get amnesia real quick about the racism in their homeland, and it's still there because they're controlled directly and indirectly. Western powers, and I've been to Zimbabwe, family, I know what the deal is. The Western powers, they got all types of sanctions on Zimbabwe. The Zimbabwe dollar don't mean a damn thing when you leave Zimbabwe. They got sanctions on them as far as planes coming in, as far as banking. They got all types of sanctions on them, and these sanctions are put on them by Western powers. And they're sitting up here talking about racism. I don't know what that is. There's a reason why she had to flee from Canada. See, this is the thing. These people, they come around us, and I don't want to have to play catch up with them to get them up to speed about some damn racism, and they don't know what's going on. Oh yeah, somebody, thank you in the chat room. Ian Smith held power from 1965 to 1979. That ain't that far long ago for this woman to sit here talking about what racism. Hold on.
Never at any point that race was part of my narrative or part of my identity, or that I actually had to call myself Black. So when I came to Canada, obviously that changed right away. And this Black girl, I was in a social class and I'm described that way. And it felt very imposed, and I did not identify with that. I was just me from Zimbabwe. Even the whole African, I was not African, I was Zimbabwean. Right. But once you come here, it changes. You're this Black girl, you represent all of Africa. And so for me, I want to say that there was
and let me pause on that right there. That's another thing that's very interesting. Another very interesting narrative. Well, I wasn't African, I was Zimbabwean. See, and that's this thing. A lot of people don't just look at themselves as I'm just African. They look at whatever society that they're from. I'm Zimbabwean. I'm just not one. African is a catch-all. Okay? That's African is too vague. That's why I don't like the term African American, because that's too vague. We haven't even lived in Africa for centuries. We're foundational Black Americans. And see, when they try to impose the African word on us, they know that that's a catch-all term that's way too vague. They know that. They are very well aware of that. They know that term don't really mean anything. It's just a catch-all term. But then they try to shame us when we say, hey, no, we're a distinct group. We have African ancestry, because I'm not one of these people who say I ain't from no African ancestry. No, my ancestry come from Wakanda, whatever. I don't know. But yeah, we have African ancestry. But the thing about us, even though we have African ancestry, we have something that everybody else don't have. We're still foundational Black Americans. We have both, and y'all only have one. That's the problem that a lot of people have. Because if we say we're all just African people, then everybody can tether off that. But when we say, hey, we're foundational Black Americans too, you can't tether off that. That shuts down the tethering. And everybody likes to be able to shut us down and stop us from getting whatever they have, but they're not used to us doing that. Because we're supposed to be the mules for everybody. We're supposed to be the ones who everybody can come and eat off of anytime without bringing anything to the table. And when we say we're foundational Black Americans, that cuts off the gravy train. Let me play the rest of this. Hold on one second. Hold on.
I want to say that there was a part of regression, there was a part of resistance, because it wasn't me. And I did not really identify with that. And then I also look at my skin and I'm like, I'm not Black. So there's that aspect of, and then I look into the dictionary and I'm like, what does Black even mean? I mean, I know that very few of us do that. And I'm like, I look at Black from the Thesaurus Dictionary. It talks about atrociously wicked, destitute of light, and all of that. And I also know that having been in Canada, there's some negative connotations attached to even the racial binary of Black and white. We wear white to weddings where we celebrate.
Okay. So basically the whole Black's Law Dictionary says Black is negative. Okay, I want Black folks to get off that nonsense. Well, if you look at the dictionary, and the dictionary says Black is wicked, Black is evil, Black means this, and stop it. Just because the white supremacists sat up here and tried to make the word Black negative, that don't mean we have to sit there and accept that. We don't have to accept that. Just because they tried to make it negative. Let me tell you something, when you're in power, you can make whatever word you want work for you in any way you want it to work for you. We have to start thinking in terms of power. Miss me with that. The white people said that the word Black is negative. Damn that, man. Hell, if you're an African person, you over there, the original name of Kemet, of Egypt was Kemet. That means land of the black. That was not a negative term. That wasn't a negative term until the white supremacists made it negative. Let's get off that nonsense. When you are in a position of power, whatever word you speak, you can make that word positive. Just like the white supremacists are in power because they're codified. They can make any word positive or negative. They can make any hand sign or gesture. The hand sign, the okay hand sign is supposed to be positive, but they flipped the okay hand sign and made it a sign of white supremacy. That's why when they kill people, they go around and throw that white supremacist hand sign up, which is the okay signal. So they made something positive, which is the okay signal, into a negative thing overnight. Why? Because they say so, because they're in power. When you're in power, you can make whatever positive you want to make positive, or you can make something negative if you want to make it negative. And for a long time, they've made Black American negative. They've made just being a Black American a negative thing. That's why they call us all types of names, Akatas and Jareers and all of this stuff. We have taken a position of power to say, hey, no, you know what? We are our own distinct ethnic group, as you have acknowledged. We are foundational Black Americans, and these are all the positive contributions that we have made to the global society. We have made it into something positive. Now people are getting on the bandwagon with it. We have made it positive. Now people are getting on the bandwagon with it. People are trying to latch on to it. Have you noticed all of the tethers trying to claim FBA now? They're trying to cobble together some type of FBA identity now. Like this person right here. Let me show y'all this. Look on Twitter. Look at this person here. This is the person with the Nigerian flag. They were like, why is it wrong to say my ancestors were also the ones who were enslaved? I could find an ancestor who was taken and they left behind children who eventually worked to give birth to me. I could literally say that I'm a descendant of someone enslaved too. FBA, and as I gave the sign, no, not Atlanta. You not FBA, buddy. It don't work like that. That's a hell of a reach. Now, they're trying to go through all types of weird reaches to try to claim that they could possibly be FBA. No, that's a hell of a reach. That's a reach that don't even make no sense. You see, that's why the descendant of slave thing, that can be a little problematic because they can kind of leech on that. Well, I'm from the Caribbean, so I'm a descendant of slaves just like you. You see, they can kind of cobble together a reach with that. But nah, you can't, even your hardest reach, you can't make yourself a foundational Black American. That don't make no sense. If you are not here, you don't have any lineage here who built the country from scratch, no, you're not FBA. You're not FBA at all. You see? You can't even reach, you can't do that kind of reach. We should have been circling our wagons a long time ago, family. There's nothing wrong with circling our wagons. And because we're circling our wagons, a lot of people are kind of showing their true colors now. If you look at some of these people in these chat rooms and you look at some of the narratives that they have, boy, they're, now that they can't really leech off us like they used to, now they're saying what they really wanted to say. Let me look at some of these tweets that we've been going in on with some of these folks. Let me show y'all some of these tweets. Hold on one second. I'm looking at some of these tweets now. A lot of these folks are very hostile to foundational Black Americans. Oh, right here, like this person here, they were talking real greasy and people were getting in her ass. She was like, I don't think there's any other group of people that I dislike as much as African Americans. Oh my God, they're so insufferable and ignorant and loud, and they have main character syndrome. Stupid, and they think that they're the blueprint for Black people. They hate the fact that it's foundational Black Americans who are the face of Black people worldwide. You see, and we have to check that, and I understand that's not all. That's not all the people. And this guy right here, that was somebody from Africa. Here's somebody from the Caribbean. They're like, why are y'all great-grandparents? Weren't y'all great-grandparents too pussy to stand and fight the whites, so they sat and waited to be freed? That's why y'all so hell-bent on getting a handout. Sorry to be the one to tell y'all, but that ain't happening. Non-progressive ass niggas stay wanting some shit. Begging asses. This is a Haitian dude telling us we begging. We ain't getting no reparations. And while he's up here in Florida, and somebody pointed out to this brother, man, y'all were over there in the Dominican Republic. The Dominicans were killing you left and right in the Parsley Massacre. Don't talk about that. And they were whooping y'all at the border. Don't point the fingers at us. And by the way, foundational Black Americans freed themselves. You're in Florida. You're in a state where foundational Black Americans, who are the Black Maroon Seminoles, were down there burning plantations, destroying the system of slavery in the 1800s. Black people were freeing themselves. It was Black freedmen and Maroons fighting in the Civil War, freeing themselves, man. Y'all better understand history. That's why the movie American Maroon, y'all better get that movie when it comes out. Y'all better get down. Let me show y'all the clip. Speaking of Florida, let me show y'all what was happening in Florida, buddy. All of you people who want to talk greasy about foundational Black Americans, we got a movie coming out telling you what was going on down in Florida with foundational Black Americans in the new movie American Maroon that I'm producing. This is what was happening in Florida, ladies and gentlemen, in the 1800s. True story. Hold on. There you go. That was our history right there, ladies and gentlemen. That's our history, family. That film right there, American Maroon, we're in production right now with that film. I need everybody to go to the Kickstarter and get involved with that film, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Kickstarter right here. Where's the Kickstarter? This is the Kickstarter for American Maroon. We're almost at 40K. All right, let's keep that energy going. Click that link. We're almost at 40K with the film. We got 5 days to go, family. This is the kind of history we need to be teaching our babies. This is the history that we need to teach our folks so that we know what really, really went on, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we need to be teaching folks. Because look, here's the thing, man. We got people who are non-FBA who come from tether backgrounds who want to come in and control the narrative of what we got going on. Speaking of reparations, somebody sent me this person right here, who's part of NARC, this organization called NARC. This person here has been appointed by NARC as the National Reparations Commissioner. Hold on, look at this right here. This is why we got to be on top of our game right here. This person right here, hold on, Jessica Ann Mitchell Iwuyor, that's a Nigerian name. I think this person is an anchor baby. So they got this woman here. She's been appointed as a commissioner for reparations. All right, this is NARC, the National African American Reparations Committee. All right. And this woman right here is the National Reparations Committee chairman or whatever. So they got to have this person be the spokesperson for our reparations. Man, I want to show y'all some clips on this woman. This woman is so anti-FBA. This woman has nothing but greasy nonsense to say about foundational Black Americans. This woman pushes that Pan-Africanism narrative. I want y'all to listen to this woman right here. This woman is a problem. Hold on, let me play some clips of this woman right here. Now, this is the person who they want to have in charge of our reparations. We got to shut this down. We can't have none of these folks represent our reparations. Hold on. Listen to how she talks about foundational Black Americans. Hold on.
Attacking Black immigrants. And what ADOS does is inadvertently buy into that by repeating those same claims that white racists make when they say, look at those immigrants, they're coming and they're taking everything. Look at those, if we could just get a limit on on African immigrants from this type of a visa, then we could get more Black jobs. That is so naive, because we know that's not how America works when it...
Yes, it is. Yes, it is how America works. Man, there's been cases where some of these Hispanics were getting jobs. Where is that? There's a city somewhere where there was a bunch of Hispanics. It was like they were working at a factory. It's like 90% of them working at a factory with 10% Black people. The Black folks called ICE on their asses, and then it flipped. So now it's 90% Black people working there and 10% Hispanic. So yeah, it does work like that. Yes, it does work like that.
It comes to jobs and homes and economics and everything like that.
Okay. Hold on. Now check this out. Hold on. I haven't seen this part yet.
Another superiority totem pole, and that has a lot to do with being an American and getting roles that you not necessarily should get, but you're getting it just because you're an American. And I'll give you 2 examples. In The Last King of Scotland, Kerry Washington played one of the wives. Plenty of African actresses that could have played that role without that being necessary, and they would have been from the country that The Last King of Scotland was aired in.
Now, wow, now I didn't even see this part, man. Now, this is interesting. Now, she's up here complaining about FBA actresses or non-African actresses playing African roles. But when we say the same thing, all of a sudden we're divisive. So now she's doing the same thing she's accusing us of. Okay? Hold on.
That The Last King of Scotland was aired in. Another thing is that Jennifer Hudson is playing the role of Winnie Mandela in a movie, which makes absolutely no sense, because there's plenty of wonderful South African actresses out there that would have gladly played the role. They would have been closer to the culture. But I think people need to be just as upset when African American actresses are getting roles that they shouldn't necessarily receive.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't even see that part. Wow. And they call foul when we call out the Cynthia Erivos and all of these people. See, the thing is, we called out Cynthia Erivo playing one of our greats, Harriet Tubman, because Cynthia Erivo has nothing but slick ass nonsense to say about foundational Black American women. We pulled up the tweets of Cynthia Erivo talking greasy about foundational Black American women, ghetto Black American girl accent and all that, and Cynthia Erivo and her buddy Lovey, one of her best friends, all on Twitter referring to Black folks, foundational Black Americans, as akatas and all of this stuff. Yeah, Jennifer Hudson never talked greasy about African people, then tried to play an African role. And plus, the Hollywood industry is out here, so foundational Black Americans are more of a box office name. They don't have a big industry out there. You're not a big box office name out there in Africa and all of these other places. You see? And there's another clip of this woman too I want to play too. Where's this? This clip right here. This clip right here. I want to play this clip here. Hold on. Let me play this. Hold on one second. Wait.
And his wife Delaney, born in 1857, both designated as mulattoes in the 1880 U.S. Census and Black in later census records. I bring up their story because it highlights 2 significant factors of importance concerning community of eligibility, lineage, and harms. For reparative justice, both lineage and harms should be considered with special prioritization towards harm-based reparations. Concerning lineage and special consideration.
Watch that. Okay, this This looked like that reparations panel that was going on recently. I didn't see her speak on it, but yeah, she's part of NARC. I probably did remember her speaking on it. So this is them pushing that harm-based narrative instead of lineage-based. That's why that harm-based nonsense is very detrimental to us. Hold on.
To direct descendants. Lineage is important to reparations discourse because our lineage was subjected to ongoing terror and systemic oppression. However, the concept of lineage should not be limited to the system of chattel slavery. This limited description minimizes and erases the historical, ethnic, and cultural identities of our ancestors and ourselves, which is essential for understanding and identifying the harmed communities. Concerning the community of eligibility, Black immigrants and Black American migrants, reparations should be implemented through a streamlined, non-invasive approach that gives as many African Americans the opportunity to receive remedies as possible. Strict mechanisms of approval that would force families to take DNA tests or endure extensive genealogical background searches should be avoided. This would be
See? Watch all that word salad. Watch that word salad. That's them. Here they go with this narrative. And this is a narrative given to them by the white Democratic brass to undermine us by saying, well, all of that extensive DNA is just so hard. They shouldn't be subjected to I'm not subjected to anything. It's very easy to go back into our lineage, and we don't need DNA. We don't have to do no damn DNA because this is not a DNA thing. Everybody's DNA is going to go to Africa, Asia, and Europe. This is about lineage, the paperwork, our documents being on those census records in the 1870s. Watch the word salad with these people, man. These folks are very dangerous. There's a reason why they get these tethers to try to be our representatives. Hold on.
Searches should be avoided. This would be an invasive, time-consuming, and costly strategy that potentially excludes families that refuse to submit DNA or refuse genealogical background searches. Furthermore, the assertion that everyone can or will trace this ancestry independently does not account for accessibility and or disability issues. Suppose eligibility was limited only to the enslavement era. In that case, the state of California could likely decide only to provide reparations for Black Californians that can provide proof of descendancy from persons enslaved within the state. This would be the next logical step and not a far-fetched scenario. And in this case, many African-American Californians would not qualify for reparations in California. However, by recognizing reparations as inclusive of the era of...
Okay, let me pause that BS right there. Hold on. We're going to pause that because we all know that they didn't have legal slavery. The slavery was off the books here. They had the Fugitive Slave Act out here, so they were capturing people and sending them back. If we can trace our slavery to any place, because most people in California who are Black come from other places, so they know us being able to trace the slavery to a plantation in California, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. They know most of the Black people here come from other parts of the United States. So they don't play that game when it comes to Hispanics. Hispanics, when they give them set-asides and benefits, these are people who got no paperwork out here. All you have to do is just show that you're Hispanic and bam, there you go. So they're playing this dumb word salad game, man. Hold on, where we at? Hold on, guys.
Enslavement, the U.S. apartheid system, and ongoing systemic racism, African-American Californians would be safely protected and covered under reparations initiatives and eligibility claims.
Okay, so basically she's trying to all lives matter the reparations. Let's make it for a harm base. Let's make it for immigrants. Let's make it for everybody. That right there is dangerous. Whenever you see NARC, whenever you see that damn NARC organization, the fix is in, family. Whenever you see NARC, understand that the fix is in. They are trouble. Avoid them at all costs. When they come in, understand these people are not our representatives. There's another clip of her. There's another clip. Let me play this clip too. I'm showing you all the receipts on this woman just to let you know how dangerous she is, how she is not our representative. This woman don't care about us getting reparations. Her job is to undermine reparations. I'm just giving you all the receipts in her own words. Her job is to undermine reparations for foundational Black Americans. Here's one more clip on her. All right, I'm showing you all the receipts on this woman right here. And she has a lot of us blocked, by the way, me included. Hold on.
Those of us that are Deas, descendants of Africans enslaved in the United States, definitely.
Watch the word salad. You saw what she just tried to do there? Those of us who are Deas, descendants of Africans in the United States. Nope. Watch those little word salad games they try to play. You saw that little game she just tried to play? No, we're not Africans in the United States. We're foundational Black Americans. See? They kind of slipped that African word on us. Hold on. Hold on. Trying to be slick. Hold on.
Those of us that are Deas, descendants of Africans enslaved in the United States, definitely are due and owed reparations for our ancestors' enslavement and all the harms that they endured afterwards that also passed down to us. Additionally, throughout time, there have been different influxes of Black immigrants that came into the United States. And
here she go. Here it is. Here it goes.
United States. And due to them being Black, their Blackness, they also were discriminated against, denied housing, denied health care, and etc. And they too are owed a remedy for those harms that were done to them. Those of us that are...
No, family, that woman is dangerous. When they push that narrative, that is designed to undermine reparations. No, don't ever let them come around saying that. Anytime they come around saying that, that is to undermine us. That opens the door to everybody. Well, just because they Black and because of their Blackness, they are owed too. Man, I'm telling you, they know that's going to undermine everything because number one, the minute we agree to that, the right-wingers are going to be like, bam, we got them. That's unconstitutional. You can't have a race-based initiative, and it's going to dead it right there on the tracks. We got to have it lineage-based. And also all of these other groups, if you voluntarily came over, you can't fight to get over here and say how bad you were treated when you fought to get over here because you could have just left and went back home. And if that's the narrative, that you fought to get over here and it was so bad when you got here, then the Hispanics are going to do that. They're going to start with the dark-skinned Hispanic. Well, I haven't identified as Black for 20 years, but I'm Black now. Oh, I'm Black now. If there's a check for me, I Black now. I negra. It's going to be I negra all over the damn place. And then the white people are going to start digging up some Black ancestor from Ireland somewhere who was a damn Pict, one of those people, one of the Twa people who went up there in the island. They're going to start digging and finding some 1% Black DNA that they're going to run up and say, well, hell, if the Hispanic got some reparations, I'm a 2% Black, so I'm supposed to get something too. Oh, they're going to play the $5 FBA game all day. The $5 FBA game is going to be off the damn chain, ladies and gentlemen. Because we already know what the $5 Indian game is. Biden just announced this person right here. Look, I just posted this the other day. Biden appointed this person as a treasurer, and they said this is the first Native American that Biden appointed. Biden to appoint the first Native American to serve as treasurer. That's your Native American right there. All right? That's a Native American. This is what they're calling a Native American. That looks like Mrs. Doubtfire. If you don't sit your $5 ass down before I make change. This is a $5 Indian if I've ever seen one. You see? That's the game they start playing when you start letting everybody into the mix. Now, we got to gatekeep our culture, ladies and gentlemen, as foundational Black Americans. We got to gatekeep the hell out of it. That's exactly what we're going to do. Anyway, y'all, that's been today's episode of Tariq Radio, man. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. We got almost 5,000 people in here, family. If all 5,000 of you can hit that Kickstarter link right there and contribute to the film American Maroon, we only have 5 days left, ladies and gentlemen. 5 days left for everybody to get involved. It will be greatly appreciated so that we can get that goal, reach that goal. Anyway, man, I'll check in with you guys later on this week, man. You have a blessed week, a productive week. Papi Akute and Lila Vuve to the family. Y'all